So, John, Apple just now sending out that formal invitation to their next big product event. The invitation simply reading, join us from Apple Park, it says, September 15th at 10 a.m. Pacific. Of course, this would be the event where we would expect Tim Cook to take the stage, unveil those new iPhones, next generation iPhones. We expect to support 5G. No name yet, of course. Importantly, no price point either. We know, though, a lot of investors, a lot of folks on the street, too, do think this could be the start, maybe, of a really long, strong 5G cycle. And some at least think Apple could be well poised to benefit from that trend. Again, Apple's product event coming September 15th and starting at 10 a.m. Pacific. John, back to you.
Josh, Apple stock has run up 60% year to date. A lot of times people might sell into the iPhone announcement, or sometimes they'll sell the news. I wonder this year, what are the expectations from analysts? Because you do have this pandemic going on in this big run, but then at the same time, these devices like iPhones have proven so essential to people.
Yeah, so I think when you look at that, big run-up, John, and you talk to analysts, there's really three big reasons, right? They'll look at Apple's cash position. Obviously, that gives investors a lot of comfort during times of uncertainty. We know Apple has benefited from that work-from-home trend, or at least certain products like the Mac and iPad have, too. And certainly, also, there were a lot of investors who are excited about this 5G cycle and what it can mean for Apple. I think you're right. Obviously, expectations very high now. It is interesting because what will initial demand look like for those 5G devices when they hit the shelves in time for the holidays? There are at least some analysts I speak to who think, there could be some challenges. You would expect those phones, the price point, to be relatively high during a time of relative economic turbulence for a lot of consumers out there. And some folks will say, listen, even by the end of this year, 5G coverage will be relatively limited. So some interesting puts and takes when these devices come, John.
And hey, Josh, I'll pick it up here. A question for you about wearables and the Apple Watches. How much do you think this announcement, this presentation, is going to be about the watches and Apple's increasing focus on health?
Yeah, so obviously at this launch, we'll wait and see what comes, but certainly there's expectation it won't be just new phones. You would expect to see perhaps new Apple Watch versions as well. Usually it's Apple's Jeff Williams who takes the stage and showcases those new products. Listen, wearables as a broad category, that is now a category that Apple dominates. According to research from IDC, their latest numbers, if you look at the broad wearables category, they say Apple now controls about 35% of that market. It was interesting, last time I spoke to Apple CFO Luca Maestri in late July. He pointed out to me, the company's wearables division now the size of a Fortune 140 company. He emphasized to me, that's a business line that didn't even exist 5 years ago.